Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another daily check-in for the summer of CCNA. It is Friday. Hopefully, you're all having a good day. Hopefully, you had a good week. Hopefully, y'all have a great weekend. It is August 21st, and as we said, back here again for another summer of CCNA check-in. This one's live for and open to everybody in the world because we're going to be following off from Jeremy's stream yesterday, where we were going over a whole packet tracer build out. So if you are joining us today, welcome back. If you were here yesterday, if you didn't see yesterday's stream, I'll grab the link for that in just one moment. I was trying to adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. Well, hello, everybody in the chat. What's up? Mini Geek, Rex, Miguel, Leo, Sharon, Shelby, Joy, Mohammed, Andy, and Russ. How y'all doing today? Glad to have you all here on Friday. It is the second to last Friday. We only have one more week to go of the summer of CCNA, y'all. What's going on, Dave? How are y'all feeling? With that being said, it's the last week of summer of CCNA. How do you feel right meow? What's your overall thoughts, feelings? Yep, that's right. Yo yeet. Happy Friday, T minus one more week indeed. Awesome. I am doing well. I'm doing great. It's Friday. Scared? Don't be scared. It'll be all right. Yesterday's was a Master Blaster. Yeah, yesterday was intense. Here is the link for yesterday's stream if you missed it. Put that into the chat right now. Mini Geek, you're feeling good? Thinking of booking the exam for November? Awesome. Good luck to you. I have faith in you. You'll do all right. HBR Sim, nervous about the exam? What you nervous about, buddy? You'll be all right. I say this, I realized that I could tell you all of the things in the world, and you're still going to be nervous because, it's all in your head, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like we all go through those nerves. Rex, pretty good. You've been taking practice tests and getting 90% plus on most of them. And did you just say meow? I probably did just say meow. Listen here, meow. If you can tell me what that's from, you will have extra bonus points from me because that, by far, one of my favorite movies of all time. Dave, you're feeling good. Got to keep up the habit. Good luck to you, sir. Yeah, upgrading 10 minutes before. He is a crazy man, for sure. Leo, you're feeling good. This course has been fun. You need some revision, though, before you sit the exam in November. Well, good luck to you, November. You're going to crush it, my friend. I know it. Russ wants to know what practice test you are using. If you could share that in the chat. Am I doing the exam after the fall of CCNA? No, definitely not. The amount of time that it would require for me to do that, I don't have right now. I don't. That's right, Rex and Dave and Luke. You are my people. Super Troopers is one of my favorite movies. And they're coming out with a new one. They're working on a new one, I heard. Are you going to be able to watch the fall dailies if we are a summer CCNA premium? No, you will not. The fall into CCNA is a completely separate program. Do you see you bouncing around all nimbly bimbly from tree to tree? Indeed. Oh, I'm not in the live stream chat on the Discord. All right, y'all. Anybody have any fun plans over this weekend? I have lots of soccer games. Not lots, just a few. I'm traveling all weekend. Oh, the new one is in the theaters now? I didn't even know that. I don't pay attention to that type of stuff. Like, do they still show oh, that's weird. Somebody tried to log into my Meta account. That's no bueno. I wonder what's going on there. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, I don't watch like TV or anything where they would show you like previews and advertisements and stuff like that. So I miss a lot of the things. They even show advertisements in movies and stuff like on TV. I haven't had cable television in like 20 years, so I don't know what that's like. Let me check the weather real quick. We're supposed to get some storms, and it's looking like it's starting to get cloudy. Oh yeah, the storms they're a coming. Sharon, you're planning to book your CCNA exam in October. Good luck to you. You'll do great. Ever Fluorescent, you just survived the first week at the middle school with teachers coming back and everything. Kind of dead. But you get off at 3 now. You're still able to join the last bit here. What do you do for the schools? Ever Fluorescent? But yeah, congrats on surviving the first week. If you work in IT in a school district, the first week of school is the absolute worst. Yeah. Okay. I feel your pain. I've been there. I used to work. I've worked for multiple school districts and in IT, and like everybody always says, like for when they find out like you work tech support in school, they're like, "Oh, you must have like the whole summer off. That's got to be great." And I just laugh because the summer, if you don't know, the summer is the absolute craziest, busiest time of the entire year for school districts because for tech support specifically, because then you don't have any teachers or students to worry about. All you do is you go and refresh all the technology, clean out all the computers. We had interns to do that. The grossest thing ever. You go to school, you carry an air compressor with you, and you take apart all the desktops and blow them out. And it's so gross because there's so much dust and candy wrappers and pencils and all types of weird stuff that you'll find in a computer. Hello, Marlene. How are you doing today? We'll be getting started in a couple of minutes here. Thank you all for joining us on this lovely Friday. Uh-oh. Everflesh, you said there's a burning rubber smell in the MDF. You were panicking for a second. Tickets were endless. And yes, Zach, you're completely right. Plus, the AC was out all summer. Oh, that's gross. That's so gross. And IT guy, you just finished doing that. Yeah. That's fun. I really enjoyed working for school districts. Something got brought up the other day about how when you're working in IT, and this isn't the case with like everybody, because a lot of sometimes you're going to find that you're working for an organization where revenue is that bottom line, right? And the way that you support organizations where revenue is the bottom line, you'll find that support experience, entire experience, is going to be much different from other types of um, you know businesses or organizations that you would work in, like a school district or a hospital. Because what you don't necessarily think about all the time, and hello, Jeremy, is the fact that like when you're working for a school district or a hospital in IT, you're inadvertently helping people on a whole new level that you've never even thought about or experienced before. So when you're working tech support for a school district, your direct impact in tech support is seen by the students, because now, especially these days, so much of technology is used within school districts. So you're going to find that when technology isn't working, you're there to support it, and you supporting that and helping and fixing things, it directly affects a student experience. And that has it has like a good impact. Like you're doing a really good thing. You're helping people. And same with working in healthcare. You might not directly work with a patient, but because working in IT in tech support, all of the technology these days to help people be better, is being utilized, and you have to support that. So even though you're not directly working with a patient, your impact can be seen in a patient's entire experience that they have there. So sorry, it was just going on a whole thing that got brought up and talking about how working in IT, if you're just supporting like revenue, like there are other areas of IT where you do have an overall greater impact on people and their entire experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to impact people's experience right now. I'm just like, I'm building stuff out. And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to pop in just to say hi, guys, bye, guys. Unless, of course, you wanted me to stay in the background and help out with some of the questions or something like that today, anything like that. Because I'm busy literally building out things for the upcoming course here.
Actually, I just reviewed a lot of Micah's new format with Jamie this morning. So fall into CCNA. It's gonna be a thing.
Where are you at today, Chuck? Whole new view.
Well, I'm in the studio, but I'm also on my framework laptop running.
I was gonna ask.
Omachi.
Yes.
Are you going to take us to a tour of your network or your server closet?
Sure, let's go.
Jeremy said it was so cool.
But great, you get to see. So this is the server closet that we've been talking about.
You do have to pass the toilet. But if you get past that, you're not going to be able to hear me.
Oh wow! I can already hear the fans.
I'm going to turn them down.
Intense.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
That is cool.
Awesome.
Look at that cable management.
Cable management. Not cable management.
You should see mine. Mine's worse by a lot.
Yeah, that is so cool.
That was wicked sweet, man.
The only data center that you actually have to walk through a bathroom to enter. I thought you were going to show up from the other side, Chuck, from the meeting room side.
You know, that is cooler. Hold on, let's go.
That's the view. So
that's the back way.
Typically, in entering a data center, don't you have to walk through a man trap? So, I mean, does that count your bathroom as a man trap?
You know, it kind of
is. Do not get locked in there.
So this is the conference room, and it's a much prettier view. It's the
wall.
That is cool. That is cool.
That's better. So that's, by the way, when we do our quarterly meetings for Network Chuck, that's usually where we're spending hours and hours of time envisioning and figuring out what the next steps are and all of that. So Chuck, so Chuck did the ultimate, which I still think is the coolest thing. So he has his house he lives in, right? And he bought one just a few doors down and turned it into Network Chuck Studios. And literally editors work there. So it's the ultimate. It's a data center. It's an office. It's got a lunchroom that literally is the kitchen of a house. It's a trip.
Is there guest rooms so I can stay there?
No, those are all used up by network hardware. But the servers might put you to sleep.
Mm.
All right. I saw your latest release on YouTube on, at least I got about 5 minutes in, on the new operating system. Is it as cool as it seems like it is?
It is. Yeah. So I'll be straight up honest. I'm working on actively moving as much as I can to it. It's going to be my laptop. So I'm not going to use my Mac anymore, my MacBook. I'm going to do away with it. Strictly go Omachi. But it's on the production side. I have to be very careful. So, recording YouTube videos, that's still Windows, man, because there's just applications you need and it's reliable. It's going to take some time, but everything else, I'm having a good time with it.
Command line only?
No. It's a full, beautiful desktop. It's what you would want your desktop to be. It's very.
So I watched, like I said, the first 5 minutes, and as soon as he's like, "You don't need a mouse," I was like, "I'm out." Like, not because I'm a mouse guy.
Yeah, yes, you are.
No, oh come on. No, I'm just.
That's a Windows 95 thing to be the mouse guy like that. I mean, I use nothing but keyboard all the time.
All right. Look. I'm a command line guy. You guys know that, but
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I mean, you're editing a video. You're not sitting there with a tick 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 tick. I mean, I don't want to go back to DOS and WordPerfect. How many shortcut keys do you remember? That's as soon as he said no mouse, I'm like, okay.
Well, so let me say this. It has, you can use a mouse, and there's a key combination that'll give you everything you want with a mouse. But the point is, a keyboard is faster. It just is. If you can learn a few key combinations and learn how to navigate your desktop, you're going to be moving at lightning speed. So his thesis, and I didn't include this in the video I have. Actually, I did. Yeah. Is that the paradigm of having to use your mouse has been the easy way of making operating systems, and that we just kind of been playing to everyone's ease of use. But he's like, this is actually the optimal way to use a computer. So he's forcing us to learn the best way. Is kind of the take. I agree that once you learn the key combinations, you can move around, man. You can get fast, but it's not for everyone. Yeah, sorry, Jeremy, not for everyone, dude.
Oh, come on.
You had me
You just
so
said so much
enticed when
in
I
that one
saw it.
statement. So much in that one statement. Well, let me take people into things that are actually useful then.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of the chat wanted to know if you fixed your toilet Ethernet issue with the computer.
Not yet. I have a theory. So I think it has something to do with my SFPs and so I have a MikroTik switch, and it's all SFP based, meaning you have to put a transceiver module like this to make it fiber or make it Ethernet. So I have a bunch of these Ethernet fiber Ethernet SFP transceivers in there, but they're not the most highest quality. And so my theory is that there's a bunch together, and over time they start to heat up, and there's something with the toilet or something like electromagnetics, whatever. Something's happening. Even my AI says something to do with like a pump. I don't know. There's something with this. So I think it's the transceiver modules, because other machines that have different transceiver modules are actually fine. So I think that might be the solution. I have some coming. The mystery continues.
All right.
Awesome.
Only Network Chuck Studios is the only place you work where there's flushing outage windows. They're like, do not flush between the hours.
Yeah.
No, legit. Yesterday we were exporting the video we're talking about right now. Mike was exporting it, and he forgot to tell Heath, and Heath flushed, and it messed up the export.
Oh,
So it took Mike like an hour to like redo some things to make it work.
Flushing
wild.
windows are a thing.
Yep.
But you know what's hilarious is just seeing you literally walk through a bathroom to get to the servers. It says a lot, my friend. It says a lot. All right.
Well, we're ready to get started with our check-in today. Jeremy's going to be continuing the lab from yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to watch that video, I'll put a link to the recording from yesterday into the chat so you guys can follow along. I'll make sure I add the PDF into the chat again as well, just so you guys can access that. And at the end, are you going to provide the PKT file, Jeremy?
Yeah.
We did get
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the session today, we'll get that out to you, so you guys can access that as well. So I'll let you get started, my friend.
All right. And
how long do you think it's going to take today? Because yesterday we're on that time frame, you know.
Yeah, no. So I am going to clarify right up front that so yes, you saw what we finished stage 1, and Claude created 7 stages. It's like, you should be able to do this, and I'm like, no, you can't. What I want to show today will fit into the 20 minutes, I think, that we have left of this session. That's my aim. And that's really just the layer. I thought, man, it was amazing the way it added layer 3 switching into this, which is a valid CCNA topic. It doesn't get into the depth that you'll see right here, but seeing the depth, you'll be like, okay, I get it. So yesterday, if you missed yesterday, it was a lot, as these live sessions are. We went through, and we literally, the goal was to go through every CCNA topic that we could in 90 minutes. We got through most of it, but it was opening Cafe 1. So we literally built a cafe from the ground up. Port security, DHCP snooping, VLANs, you name it, access list, NAT. It was awesome. And so now the second stage where we left off was standing up Hub A. And so what we're doing is we're building a regional center. So it says use the equipment shown here. So I'm going to click on the equipment and scooch this over a little bit. This is one of the challenges about doing this is I need like 5 windows, and I need to be able to share them all, because fitting it all is half the battle. So right here, at the hub, we're going to be using the 2911 and use HWIC 1GEs and 3560s. That's a layer 3 switch. So check this out, and I'll explain as we go. And that's, you know what, Zach, Chuck, one of the painful things. Yesterday, I finished and my kids all homeschool right outside that door over here, and they hear me just going, and I come out and they're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm exhausted," and I'm like, "How?" They're like, "You just," and I'm like, "These sessions are so." When I'm going so fast, I'm like, "Man, I need it's not so much me. I can take it. I can take it. I'm looking and going, I don't know how anybody sits there and listens to that. Like, it's just like, what? So Chuck, Zach, just interrupt me. Stop
No,
me.
Jeremy, you have to understand, like, people are going to watch this back over and over. They're going to slow you down at their speed. And also it's kind of like background music. Like, it's like people can just leave it on and like, oh, okay, I'm catching things here and there. They might listen to it a few times.
So to you guys out there in the audience, what is it that you're trying to get from these live sessions that Jeremy's doing? Are you wanting to follow along, or are a lot of you just coming to hang out? Because I guarantee there's probably like a 50-50 split there or something. There's definitely a split of people who are like, really want to follow along, tried my best, and then there's others who are just like, I just want to listen to Jeremy because he's amazing. And that's really like, you saw it. No, but you saw the encouragement you got yesterday. I was shocked by that poll that we did where I put out, or like, do you want Jeremy to screw up, or are you rooting for him? And everybody was rooting for you. It's like, they just want to watch you do your thing, man. Have fun with it, and wish you do.
Miguel, he's just here for the bedtime stories. So that makes sense. Well, let's go, because we've got just 17 minutes. Yeah, I have a hard stop today, if we can say that. So I want to make sure you guys know these 2911 routers. The reason that was chosen is because they've got 2 gigabit Ethernet, but you can actually go right here and add HWIC modules. They're expensive. Oh, and of course, packet tracer. Yes, where's the power switch? And zoom in. There it is. Off. Gotta love the realism there. So I'm going to go into the 1GE. You can install it when it's on. Well, you can technically, but something will spark. So I'm just adding 4 gigabit Ethernet interfaces. So you can turn these 2911s into something that can be like a central office, so that when you have a whole bunch of coffee shops, you can connect them all up this way. So boom, we've got that connected. I brought in 2 layer 3 switches, and this is where I want to spend most of our time, is talking about those today. So I'm just going to use our Auto Magic Wizard Connect, the lightning bolt, get that connected. And meanwhile, let me zoom back up here. This is our topology. So this will be our switch 1. We'll go to the config and we'll call it hub 1-SWO1, and copy that, come up here. This is our hub 2 SW, or hub 1 SWO2. And remember, this is just the name that you see in packet tracer. We still have to set the host name. So I'm going to go in here, do our magic connect between these 2. And I think we're going to do an ether channel between those 2 as well. So we'll get a dual connection going. Okay. Now, it says build the topology and base configuration at the hub office, connections using your discretion. Okay, this is where it gets different. Instead of using a router on a stick, you use SVIs. That stands for switch virtual interfaces. So let's get in here. And if you haven't mastered the base configuration, let's do one more jam session through it. Host name. Let's do hub 1-SWO1, line console 0, logging synchronous, no exec -timeout. Whoa. So don't get kicked off. You don't do that in production, by the way. I'm going to skip the passwords on that. No t-shirts for no passwords. I'm just skipping those purposely. Enable secret Cisco. Let's do line console 0 in case we decide to, or line VTY 0 space 4 in case we decide to telnet in. We'll do password Cisco. just so we can get into there. Okay, now. It says create SVIs for VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40. That assumes we're going to have those 3 VLANs. So SVIs are the route. This is what makes a switch a layer 3 switch. So the first thing I'm going to do is create VLANs. VLAN 10, I'm not even going to name them. VLAN 20, VLAN 30, and VLAN 40. Show VLAN. Voila. We have 4 VLANs created. They're not doing anything because all the interfaces are in VLAN 1. You guys follow that, right? So now I'm going to go into here, and this is how you create SVIs. This is new in the CCNA world. You can see it says switch 1 will have the VLAN subnet .2. Switch 2 will have VLAN subnet .3. Let's hop down here, because I'm trying to find the VLAN subnet. All right, there we go. So it looks like our subnet is going to be .10. So we'll do 10.1.10. whatever. So that'll be our management, our hub staff, our security monitor, our guest Wi-Fi. Those are the VLANs and the IP address scheme. So thankfully, no custom subnets here. We're just going with /24s on everything. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go into hub 1, and I'm going to do, instead of typing in VLAN 10, watch this, interface VLAN 10. We now have our first SVI. IP address 10.1.10.2, like so. And you might be going, why is it not the .1? Remember, we're going to set up HSRP. It's actually, I think, the next step on these 2 switches on those SVIs. So I'm going to do, let's do interface VLAN 20. We'll add 20.2, VLAN 30, 30.2, and VLAN 40. 40.2. Sweet. So I'm going to do a show IP interface brief. Whoop. Oh, all the way down at the bottom, right here. There are all of our SVIs. Now you can see we've got IP addresses, and it's showing them as down. The reason why is there's no active switch ports in those VLANs. And I got to make sure you guys catch this. I'm going to type in show VLAN. Make sure you know the difference. These are VLANs. These are layer 2, right? Data link layer, like you plug something into a VLAN, it's in that VLAN. When I do a show IP interface brief, these are SVIs. They are not VLANs. They are interfaces that are in those VLANs. Remember, this is a layer 3 switch. So instead of setting up a router on a stick, we're setting up this switch to be the router for each one of those. Right? So let me draw real quick. When I have a computer right here and I plug it in, let's just say into VLAN 40 on switch 1, there's my happy computer. When I plug that guy in, he will point to the switch as his default gateway. 10.1.10. And I know I said it as .2, but it will eventually be .1 when we set up HSRP. So it goes to here. This is the swouter. This is the layer 3 switch. And it will do all the routing between all the VLANs, let them all communicate with each other. And the reason that's so much better than using a router on a stick is because it moves it at wire speed. These guys are ASICs powered. They don't have all the features that a router does, but they can move just as fast as a wire can transmit. So router on a stick becomes a bottleneck. Whereas the layer 3 switch, it's passing through the backplane of the switch is the only bottleneck you'll get, which you probably will never reach that level of speed. So that's what we're setting up. So now let's go set up switch 2 that same way. This will be the redundant one. And then we'll set up HSRP. So I'm going to go into global configuration mode. Host name will be, I know Zach is, I know he's like, ooh, that's my, so we'll do hub1-SWO2. I didn't capitalize it. Hub. Chuck, do you type things in all capitals when you come up with variable names like that, or do you go all lower? You're an all lowercase guy.
I am an all lowercase guy. Yeah.
It is so highly annoying. Chuck does not capitalize even when you're supposed to capitalize. I think it's the next generation rebelling against everything good, true, and right.
Dude, you're so far behind. I'm not even the next generation. I'm the old person now. You're grandpa.
Here it comes. All right. So password Cisco. We'll do login on there. We'll do line console 0, logging synchronous, no exec -T, enable secret Cisco. So this is our switch to, okay, now we'll do VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, VLAN 40. So that's creating the VLANs. Good. And then we'll do interface VLAN 10 and do IP address 10.1.10.3, 255.255.250. And then we'll do the flyby configuration of all the VLAN interfaces. Again, these are the SVIs. Thank you. I think, Zach, I believe we need to show that comment from Marlene. Marlene, thank you. Caps are easy to troubleshoot. There's a reason other than rebellion behind using all caps is when you do a show run. This is why I'm saying there's a method to the madness. When you type your variables in all caps, you go, oh, you immediately recognize it as things that I configured, unlike you all lowercase millennials. All right. So okay, let's do a Control Z, show IP interface brief. We should have all of those good. Now let's do a show CDP neighbors. I want to make sure those are all connected. Sweet. Let's configure. So at this point, I'm not going to configure Ether channel. I actually didn't make it part of the lab. Well, that's funny. So we'll say these switches are so fast, we don't need Ether channel because spanning tree blocking one of these interfaces. Let's do a quick show spanning tree. And we should see, it looks like switch 2 must be the root bridge because all of its ports are forwarding, right? You guys remember root bridge always has all ports forwarding. And I would expect that coming over here to switch 1, do a show spanning tree. There we go. You see it blocked fast Ethernet 0/3 because it's saying, with the redundant connections that I've got configured right here, there will be a loop. And you can see that little orange dot. If I zoom in a little bit, probably a little easier to see. Right there, that's the blocked interface in visual form. So our switch, we're back on switch 2. So I'm going to configure both of those interfaces. Let's go into global config, interface range, fast Ethernet 0/1 through 2. We'll do switch port mode trunk. Nope. And this is an older iOS, so we'll do switch port trunk encapsulation .1Q because it looks like the iOS they put on the 3550 still supports. You remember the other one? All right, Chuck, Zach, you so aren't going to get this. What is the other encapsulation other than 802.1Q? It's 2 on the fly. No.
Who cares?
Cisco created it. Cisco proprietary.
Hold on. What's to start with? Give me a beginning. Say it again.
I'm just being dumb.
I
don't know.
Enter.
It's in the chat. You could cheat.
Enter. I know Zach is so cheated. I see Micah. I see B1N, Mini Geek. It is. Oh, look at that! That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They're saying the trunk encapsulate. They actually don't support it on here, but they're saying you still have to type it in order to make that go after it. That would be a packet tracer thing. So ISL is I have never ever seen something that dumb. But that is it should be ISL is the other option. That is Cisco's proprietary one. And they make you type in this command, even though they don't support the other one. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to go over to switch 1 because we got to do the same thing. Let's do global config interface fastest 0/1 range and 2 switch port trunk encapsulation .1q make packet tracer happy switch port mode trunk. There we go. And now show interface trunk should show that we have trunking going between the 2 switches. That's good. And I can do a show IP interface brief, and we should see all of those ports go active, because they are active on the trunk. So now we actually have something alive in those VLANs, right? VLAN 10, 20, and 30. Okay, so now we actually, so now last thing I want to do, probably today, because it'll be all we have time for. And this was my goal, was just to get to step 3 right here, which is setting up layer 3 switch for HSRP. We're going to go into global config, interface. Hang on, interface. I'm just thinking port. Oh no, interface VLAN. My brain. That was the moment. If you saw that, my brain just collapsed. I was thinking, you can't go into the physical interfaces to do this. It's because we're on a layer 3 switch. I'm so used to our router on a SIC. So on here, this is where we're going to set up HSRP. I want to make sure you guys follow. I'm going to grab my pen real quick. And I think this is the other reason why I hate cramming entire labs into one. I'm like, I just need to make sure everybody's got it. So we've got at the hub office, we've got these 2 switches right here, right? They're cross-connected. This guy's up to a router. We're going to have clients down here that are pointing to their default gateway. So right now, let's just take VLAN 10. This guy's the .2. This guy is the .3. We configured that on the SVI. That's the VLAN interface. And we're now going to create a virtual interface between both of these. That's the .1 on our SVI, on our switch virtual interface. It's a lot of acronyms in one place. And so now when this guy points to this, either one of these switches can respond to that. Now, I know if you are a logical thinker like Zach is, you're looking going, well, what's the use of having a redundancy when if this switch goes down, he loses his connection anyway? Well, remember, in a larger switch network, you have access, distribution, core, all that kind of stuff. You have your distribution switches that are all like this, right? You guys remember this from like week 1, right? And these are all your access switches. So the computer is actually down here, and these guys become the switch virtual interfaces for all of the thousands of clients on your network. And so like if that whole giant switch goes down, this one takes over and keeps routing them off to the internet and all of that. So a lot of scribbles right there, but I want to make sure everybody catches that's why we're doing what we do here. Okay, so now I'm going to type in standby, which is how we turn on HSRP. So it says set up HSRP for all 4 VLANs. And it says the virtual IP address should be the .1. Switch 1 should be the active router. And switch 2 should be the standby router. Okay, so we'll go in here. We'll type in standby. The group number, we'll just say is 1. The IP address, and this is VLAN 10, so it'll be 10.1.10.1. You don't need to type a subnet mask because it's a virtual IP. It's going to inherit whatever the the interface's subnet mask is. We'll also type in standby 1, priority 150. Higher priority in HSRP, the better, right? And then it's not saying, oh, wait, it does say with preempt. I'm going to say, I almost cost myself a t-shirt right there. I'm also going to say preempt, which means if it fails over to switch 2 and switch 1 comes back online, it'll jump over to switch 1. I can see that it went active right there. So I'll come back and do a show standby brief. And you can see there's our HSRP running on VLAN 1, priority 150, and this is the virtual IP. So let's add switch 2 to the group, and then we're out of time. I've got to fully confess that we have an Arizona Diamondbacks baseball game this evening. And my wife is like, do not do what you always do in the live stream and go long because we have to go to the Diamondbacks game. So I'm going to go into interface VLAN 10 on switch 2. We'll add this guy, standby group number 1 IP. It'll be the same IP, 10.1.10.1. Enter. And at that point, priority level, the default is 100. So let's do, come back here and we'll do a show standby. And right here, it says, here's the virtual IP address. Right now, it's still in the listen state. It's going to take time because it's going to be exchanging messages with the active one. So there we go. It says it went from speak to standby. So if I hit the up arrow now, you can see it's in standby. Whereas this guy, you type in show standby and hit the enter key. You can see this one is active. It says virtual IP address is this. It sees the standby router. It's like, I see you, switch 2. And then this guy over here is like, I see the active router over there. Okay. I've got to, I saw, hang on, this one. It's funny. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. It's multitasking at its best. And I was like, that's a good question. I didn't even read it all the way. But Streeton is saying, wouldn't both switches need to be connected to the router? Just asking, as the config example shows, one switch connecting to the router. In that case, wouldn't HSRP if switch 1 goes down anyway? And that's the bottleneck. Stratton, you are 100% correct. Yes. And that's because the funny thing is CCNA, when I told Claude, use CCNA topics only, it doesn't get into, I manually went in and I added, where is the section? Right here. Added this step. Okay. My wife's going to be mad and we're so going to do this. I have to show you.
Oh no.
I know. I'll say Chuck made me do it. I have to show you. So right now, I just want to make sure everybody catches what Streeton was just saying right there. So first off, and I know you think you know. You're like, yes, I know. Hang on, let me change to red. That's easier to see. But I want to make sure you guys catch it. This is where the true power of layer 3 switches come in. He's saying, wait a sec. You've got these guys that are redundant. Yeah, that's great. Woohoo. .1 till that guy goes down. And it's like, well, great. I can, so that's where it's like, you're down anyway. Even the computers that would be connected up here, right? They might be able to ping their default gateway, but they can get around the inside of the network, but they have no second, right? You guys are like, yeah, we need this. And that's what's missing. That's what this section does. And I'm going to show you the example of this right now. This is where layer 3 switches get so cool. You can actually, so what we just did with the SVIs is one type of layer 3 thing, right? We created an SVI for VLAN 10. The other one is you can actually create point-to-point layer 3 links. We can turn this into what's called a routed interface. Watch this. I'm gonna show you, and then I'm gonna come back here. Let me just hide that for a minute, and then I'm gonna come back here and show you just how cool that is. Okay, so hang on. Let's do. We got to get to the router. I don't even think the router has a config yet. It's all right. We'll give it one. Device. Oh, we haven't even turned it on. Click. There we go. Get that device powering up. Oh, come on, Packet Tracer. You're faking it anyway. Just go fast. All right. So while we're waiting for this to boot, Chuck, how fast does your new operating system boot?
Well, it installed in under 60 seconds, which is crazy. You try to install any other OS in under 60 seconds, you can't.
So what did you have to do, Jeremy, to start here? What are you doing?
To start this router?
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, where can you go through your steps that you did?
So to start the router, you actually
no, like in the command line, what were you doing? You didn't like go over like what you were typing out. You usually do.
Oh yeah, this is just the base config. I'm just throwing names, just some names on it. Just get it quasi functional.
I was just trying to get you to say something. That's all.
Got it. Yes, Zach, I went into global configuration mode.
Nope. Mm-mm.
There we go.
Global
That's
caps
for you.
lock.
Complete with
Yep.
cap lock theme. Yes. Everybody's like, what
For
is
you.
that doing while Jeremy's? Yeah. Now we know. By the way, oh man. So we are putting together a win the job search series that we're going to be releasing not in September, but October. Zach just recorded the building LinkedIn profiles. Oh dude, Zach's stuff was so good. I'm excited for you guys to see that one. All right, I'm just going to go no shutdown. And so I'm flying through. There's just to put an IP address in this router. So we're saying this is 10.1.200.2. Let's go IP address 10.1.200.2. It's a /30 subnet mask. So just 2 IP addresses, 1 and 2 on that link. Okay, let's do a show CDP neighbor. Okay, we're not alive yet, but that's okay because I'm coming over here to switch 1. There we go. Okay, so CDP neighbor. There we go. Now it sees RT1. Packet tracer just adds delay. That's why it didn't show up on the router side because it normally takes a little bit for it to show up. But you can see switch 1 is seeing router 1 out fast Ethernet 0/1. This is where it gets cool. Watch this. Go into global config mode.
Jeremy, question though. So someone has a question there. Shouldn't you have done IP routing on the switches?
I was getting there. No, it's not an error. I'm going to type right now. It was literally, Chuck, it was literally on the tip of my tongue.
They called you out before you did it.
That's not fair. That's so not fair. That is not shirt worthy unless you just want to give somebody a shirt. But just think of the behavior you're encouraging if we do that. Okay, so by default, layer 3 switches don't act like a layer 3 device until you type in IP routing. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me show you this. So watch, I'm going to do a show IP route, right? It's like, default gateway not set. And as soon as you type in IP routing, now watch this. Oh, it has become a router. And that's like, okay, yeah, you don't have a default gateway, but now it's actually seeing routes, connected interfaces. And now this is the last thing I'll show before you'll get to meet my wife. She'll bounce, crash right through that door and be like, you're coming with me. All right, interface, fast Ethernet 0/1. Watch this. No switch port. Boom. We've just flipped that interface to a routed interface. This is now a router. And now I can give it an IP address just like a router. 10.1.200.1. 10.1.200.1. 255.255.255.252. Oh, and now I can ping 10.1.200.2. And after its first emulated failed ping, we are successful. Now let me show you. Okay, this is really where I'm going to stop, but it's going to be so good.
You're in so much trouble, dude.
It's all right. It's all right. So right here, we just made that guy 10.1.200.2, right? This is now a routed interface, right? This guy is 10.1.200.1. It's as if, we've been showing like routers like this, and we're like, oh, it's like a point-to-point wireless. That's exactly what this is, except it's gigabit speed, right? If you actually had decent speed interfaces here. And now you can actually set up, what can you do with routers? OSPF. And you can exchange all of these VLAN interfaces. You can be like, I know about these routes. And he's like, oh, I know about the internet route. And then we're coming right back to where whoever asked that great question is like, well, wait a sec. This is failed now. Well, we can connect a connection to the other. So this is, and go with green, GI 0/0, maybe make this GI 0/1, right? And set up this as a routed interface. Huh? Maybe this is 10.1.200. Let's just say 5. And this is 10.1.200.6. And set up OSPF between these guys back and forth. And so what router 1 will see is actually two ways, 2 WAN links from its perspective, gigabit WAN links, that it can reach all of these VLAN interfaces. And it will start load balancing. Some there, some there, some there, some there. So going back to the question with this, looks like ketchup and mustard picture I'm drawing here. These devices will then be resilient because they can go shoop. If this link goes down, they have a backup path there. And also this guy is doing load balancing back and forth. And then with OSPF, you have sub-second failover to where you can tune your hello timers because you're on a LAN to be just like, millisecond speed. So as soon as this guy is down, it's like down fast, flip over. You can fail over your internet connection without anybody noticing. By the way, this is the next level. This is how you get rid of spanning tree and you go with routed interface. My word, that is the messiest thing I've ever drawn there. Chuck, did it make sense?
Yeah. So just to land it home, so you're saying this is replacing HSRP for any kind of good failover.
Yeah. HSRP can live here on the SVIs, but now we're using OSPF. So we've got our .1, our default gateway between these two switches, but it can now route them. This is the power of layer 3 switches. It can just add a few more things there. It can route them between the switches and the router. So all of that was from but that's the key, is this lab right here walks you through the whole thing. And so yes. So when I get back from the Diamondbacks game tonight, I'm going to finish this connection. And then Zach, I will send you the PKT file. Awesome. And you can get that out to everybody, but I will do up to here. But again, the reason that I did this live is not so you can just take it and be like, there, I got it. Like a Picasso painting. I want you guys, if you guys can do stage 1 and stage 2, and I think stage 2, nope, we set up the internet connection. Sorry, there we go. Stage 3, go through stage 3. Stage 4 and beyond is just adding another cafe and another hub and another, it just makes it bigger. But up to stage 3, if you can do up to stage 3 and you can do it like without looking at documentation, at least from a configuration perspective, you will pass the CCNA. That's a bold thing to say. I will say you will have a extraordinarily good chance of passing.
Gosh, we're gonna need a lawyer on these calls.
We will. We will.
Thank you, Jeremy, for walking us through that. Hopefully you don't get in too much trouble tonight. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. As you know, all the content for next week is currently available. We're on our last week. Yeah, he's got to go.
Sue just came in.
Yep, she's on it. So yeah, all the content is out for the last week of the summer of CCNA. So we're really looking forward to seeing you guys next week during the final week of summer of CCNA. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to us. We're happy to help you as much as we possibly can. Hopefully y'all have a great weekend. Everybody pray for Jeremy. Take care.
Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.